We are in the thick of it. We are in the heart of it. The best time of the year. This is the best time of the year. This is where we get the ball rolling. I was just thinking about this the other day. January through September sucks. January through September sucks. And I will say it. What do y'all think? Are there people out there that love summer? They love spring. They love the flowers blooming and all that? No, I want card hold bonfires, baby. I want s'mores, marshmallows. I want all of it.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Welcome to the Brandon Fogal Show. Every moment is an electrifying event. This is not just a podcast, it's a revolution of thought, unfiltered, real and raw. The Brandon Fogal Show, where excellence meets evolution.
2, 1. This is the Brandon Fogal Show.
All right, we got some serious topics to talk about today. As we are nearing the election is upon us. Whether we want to believe it or not, whether we want to bury our heads in the sand, it doesn't matter. The election is gonna. I hear people out there saying, "I'm just not gonna vote. I'm just not gonna vote." Why would I? There are two terrible candidates, and I don't believe there are two terrible candidates. I believe there's one very good candidate. And I believe the other one is just kind of got put there, And I wouldn't even say the one that I think is a very good candidate is a good candidate. I think he's just a good president. I think he's a person that's going to actually get things done. He's going to get things done. He has a record that we know what he's going to do. We understand what he's going to do. There's no denying it. You might not like the man out there. I like the man. And I'm not going to be ashamed or afraid to say it. I like the man. I think he's done amazing things for this country. And a lot of people out there are going to hate that. A lot of people that listen to that and hear that might, there is that derangement, that happens when people hear that. They don't like that, But I think he's done a wonderful job. I think he's did a wonderful job. There are things that, that you could say he could have done differently, but it is what it is. There's nothing hidden with him. The other candidate, there's just a lot of unknown. One thing I do like about this, that this is a true decision, and it's going to have true lasting ramifications on the direction of this country. It's not going to be boring. One way or the other, it's not going to be boring. Whether you go with him or her, he or him or she or her, or it doesn't matter. It's going to have true ramifications on where we go as a country. It's not going to be boring. We are going to go in two very different directions based on this election. So there are people I hear out there that say, I'm not going to vote. I'm not even going to hold my nose and vote. I just can't vote. I'm just going to sit it out. I'm going to sit on the sideline. After the last election, I really kind of thought, like, does your vote even matter? If you're going to go out there and vote and then people are just going to have a water main break and then just upload hundreds of thousands of votes and everything like that, and then just kind of change, let's not forget of that, that actually happened, those types of things actually happened, and so it's like, I'm just curious of what's actually going to happen this time, but that's just what it is. All right, let's talk. I wanted to talk about, because of the candidates making their rounds, they've been making their rounds. President Trump, he has been appearing on a lot of podcasts lately, and a lot of very prominent podcasts. And I want to bring this up because, as I said, the person I said, don't look at me, Walter, don't look at me. Joe Rogan, he is my Walter. If you've seen Bruce Almighty, Bruce, he gets thrown out on his butt and he's like, don't look at me, Walter. Joe Rogan is that to me, So I have him on my screen. I'm just like, in my worst moments, don't look at me. But President Trump, and not only President Trump, but Vice President Kamala Harris is set. I wouldn't say set. There are things percolating that look to this actually happening, as in Kamala Harris going on Joe Rogan's show and President Trump going on Joe Rogan's show. That would not be boring. I mean, if Trump goes on there, that is going to light up the airwaves. That is something people have been waiting. And if you're listening to this right now, if you are on the other side of this, I know you've been waiting. I know you've been waiting, and that your blood would just be pumping if that actually happened. You know, we saw an amazing kind of conversation get together between President Trump and Elon Musk this past summer. I guess, was it in August? I don't know. It seemed like it was back then, like not too long ago. But like that, like just through the roofs, you know, ratings through the roofs, like just astronomical ratings. Can you imagine Trump going and meeting with the king of podcasts, the guy who made it, the guy who like basically created this whole arena, it made it like so popular that people can go on create podcasts. He made it when it was like nothing and made it extremely something. And that's what it is. You know, he is the pioneer. He's the pioneer. You could say Adam Carolla, who I madly respect as well. He kind of fits into that, but I would say him and Joe Rogan more so. But like they are the pioneers of this landscape this new era of news and that just has replaced talk radio, has replaced people just being a face on the screen. And this is just a new form that they have just trailblazed. And so I will not ever just forget about like what Joe Rogan has done, is doing, and will do. You know, he's the man. He is the man. And I mean, there's not many people that are going to disagree with that. There's not many, but there are some. So it is what it is. And just so you know, I am drinking luscious Rockstar fruit punch, baby. The best in the business. That'll get you fueled up. But it'll also make you burp. Oh, man. That was a good one. Baby. That was a good one. Okay. Let it all hang out. Don't be somebody that's just boring and just sitting back and just like doesn't voice their opinions. Be someone that's real, true to yourself, and like get out there and just like, you know, fight for what you believe in. You know, because if you're just sitting back and just letting the world hit you in the face and you're not having a voice to it, you know, shame on you, shame on me when I do that. And I do that a lot. So it's like a lot of shame, double shame on me, triple shame. President Trump, he went on Andrew Schultz's show. Andrew Schultz is huge, baby. He's a big star. He's a big star out there. He's a big mind out there, big podcaster out there that has a megala influence. And he had President Trump on there. I'd like to see Kamala go on in there, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But he had President Trump on there, and it seemed like he's a comedian. That's his main thing. He's a comedian. A lot of these guys out there, they're comedians, you know, like Joe Rogan himself, he's a comedian. But so I do all this to say that with President Trump going on Andrew Schultz's show, it was very, very good. And it seemed like Andrew Schultz, he was pretty like fair and balanced for the most part. He seems like he's just an open mind. He's a comedian. He's making comments, and Trump goes off of his show, and then he has a week to reflect about it. Andrew Schultz, and he comes away and he says, "Man, Trump's got this in the bag." And the way he came to that conclusion was based on his just regular life and the people he encountered after he had Trump on his show, because he had so many people that just looking at him and just like not even saying a word, but just like, yeah, we understand, we get it. And it's like he had that connection, just that wavelength, mind reading with people that he encountered, and he came away thinking the regular people out there, his friends or entourage or whatever, you know, they might not speak up and say anything for Trump. Most people, you got to be insane to speak up for Trump, you know, unless you're on Fox News or something like that. You got to be insane to speak up for Trump and say any support for him whatsoever. You know, I support him. I support Trump. You know, I think he's done amazing things for this country. You know, you could disagree with some of the things he's done, but at least we know who he is. We know where he stands. We know what we're going to get. But like meeting regular people out there and the regular people that Andrew Schultz encountered, it's just like he came away thinking just that nod, you know, You get it. You get it, you know? And I think there's just that insider knowledge, you know? There's that quiet voter out there, you know, that quiet voter. But like I said, you know, it doesn't matter how many quiet voters out there, you know, if things get out of hand, get kind of crazy, you know, and things happen like they have before, who knows what could happen? Who knows what if things aren't fair and run correctly, you know, things could get kind of weird and icky, you know, and I don't want the icky. Let's stay away from the icky. Let's have just pure elections, pure, you know, deciding to the vote, deciding to the will of the people, you know. But I mean, I don't think the Democrats are going to go down without swinging. I think I don't know. I don't even want to go there. But I mean, I think we would have to be stupid if we weren't in tune with what could happen and what has happened, you know? I'm not going to deny the election of the 2020, you know? It is what it is. It doesn't even matter at this point, you know? But I'd say just have free, fair elections and let the people decide. Whatever it happens, wherever we go as a nation, let it all come out, you know? Let's not let people like rig or cheat or do something like that, you know? And I think we just need to be vigilant, you know? But I mean, honestly, if it goes one way or the other, like, you know, c'est la vie. Like, let's just like, I'm just like, let it all burn down, you know? Like if you want to go one way or the other, let it all burn down. If you want to take the direction and take us off a cliff, do it. Whatever. At least it ain't going to be boring. It ain't going to be boring one way or the other. And I that's something in my life. I'm freaking tired of boring. And I think that's why in the society that we live in, it has become so mundane. And I think we just like we've just been, our senses have been dulled, you know. I think the wave of the land is a land you can find, a land you can. And so as you can see, there are a lot of moving parts, a lot of things happening. I don't know if you all been watching, but this week, Kamala went on Fox News and had an interview with Brett Baer. It wasn't terrible. But I mean, I don't know if I don't know if I could really take her being our president, you know? And it's like, she might just be put there, you know? She might be put there, you know? And it might happen, you know? People out there might be voting for her. I don't know. To me, it would be a tough thing, you know? And if she ends up being our president, you know, whoever occupies the seat, Biden, he occupies the seat. He is the one in charge. He is an authority. He is there, put there. But it's like, no matter whoever is there, we will get by. We will get along. We will get on. The American dream will continue on. But yeah, Kamala going on Fox News and with Brett Baer, she just didn't really answer questions. As we all know, there's just that funny meme that every time she used to ask her something, she just says, I grew up in a middle class family. She starts giving her history of where she come from, where her family's come from and everything. Kamala Harris is a walking talking point to me. She's a walking talking point. And that's why I think it would be so incredible if she goes on Joe Rogan's show. She ain't going to be able to be a talking point for 3 hours. We are going to actually see who she is. There is something I can't get on board with. Who she is. That's not going to change as a part of the Democrat Party. You know, there's things about the Democrat Party that like there really ain't no way I could ever get on board with, you know, until they would change some things. If the Democrats changed about abortion, flip that as a thing, you know, that would. I could be a Democrat. It's just like, but it's like their stance on abortion is just so crazy and barbaric. It's insane. It is. It's insane. When that's the thing that they stand on, it's like no way whatsoever, you know? But I still would say I would definitely go more Trump than Kamala Harris by far, you know? I'm a quiet Trump voter, and I'm sure there are a lot of Trump voters that are out there, you know, that are quiet, you know, they're just going to hold their nose and they're going to vote for him. But for me, before he even became president, I was intrigued by him for someone that's going to be just open and honest, say what they think, and just and not be boring, you know. I guess that's the sickness in me, you know, of not wanting something boring, you know. I don't like boring, you know, and nobody does. Nobody likes anything boring, you know. And maybe that's just ingrained in me as growing up in a culture where you have TVs, where you have constant entertainment, you have your mind stimulated every second, you know. And I think as Americans, like, we've never seen someone like this, like Trump, you know, to be like so entertaining, a person that is so entertaining. What's the point of like, of living in America and having freedom, you know, if you can't say what you think? And just like, we're not on different sides, you know. People can say what they think, you say what you think, and it's like, we can meet in the middle, you know, we can hash it out, we can talk it through. We don't have to get pissed off at each other. But I mean, I know that happens because politics is so divisive, you know, and it doesn't need to be. Like, I just live in the world of just, I'm not going to be mad at others that believe something different than I believe, you know. I'm going to just say what I think and what I believe, and I'd love to hear what you think, what you believe, and why do you believe that? Why would you believe abortion is okay? Why would you believe that is, you know, something worth fighting for and something to have as your party line, you know? Like, there's so many like more people that you could get on your side if that was just thrown out, if that was just tossed out. Why? Like, it doesn't need to be a thing. I know that might piss a lot of people off, but it's what I think, and what you think is what you think. You know, I'm not gonna hate you because of what you think. But I mean, that's becomes like the heart of the issue when you. That's what I see, you know, in the two sides, you know, and it's like Republicans. I think both Republicans and Democrats, politicians overall, are useless. They're useless, and it is just wrestling. It is just like WWE wrestling. It's a show where they're really just playing the bad guy and a good guy and the bad guy and a good guy. It's a show. It's nothing, you know. But Trump got in there and he just completely disrupted everything. He disrupted everything, turned it all upside down, and he just shook it up. He like took what are those, snow globe or whatever, and just shook it up, you know, and it just like everything kind of just went to pieces. Some people just can't take it. Some people can't take the man. But I think I liked him before he became president. I think he did a great job. There are things about after he, I would say, lost. And for me, it wasn't the whole January 6th of that happening. To me, and it was almost him not sticking with the people that like kind of just fell through, like, you know, just everything came down upon him, you know, like his supporters and like, but then he was playing 4D chess. He was playing 4D chess because he knew he was going to get back in there, and he is taking care of his supporters, you know. Maybe he's taking that long route, but Trump, he's went on to Andrew Schultz's show. That is a tough thing to say. He's gone on there. He's gone on basically every amazing podcast that is out there, and except mine. He hasn't come on mine. You know, you're welcome, President Trump, you're invited. Definitely you're invited. But he's been on almost all the big hitters, and he's gearing up, I think, and he said he's going on there. You're going on Joe Rogan's show. And the thing, I mean, to me, it's going to light up the airwaves once he goes on Joe Rogan's show. But what's also very interesting is Kamala Harris saying she's going to go on Joe Rogan's show. And we haven't heard anything from Rogan. Rogan, I at least the last that I've heard, he has not even spoken up. That's why I'm really interested to see what he has to say on the whole thing of everybody saying these people are going on his show. But both of them would be fire. It would be entertainment to watch Trump, but it would be very informative and eye-opening for me to see Kamala on there, to see who she is, because she's not going to be able to hide back on anything. She could maybe do a 30-minute interview. The thing with Brett Baer was like almost maybe 20 minutes. I don't even know. Not too long. You can't really pin down who somebody really is in that time frame. And I think she's done a lot of just able to be a person that puts on a face for the camera as opposed to seeing who she really is. And I'm really curious to see who she really is. But I mean, you could say that her policy is who she really is and the things that she was before, because her policies have completely flipped since she was vice president to now running for president. Her policies are completely all over the place and turned upside down and almost reflecting Trump's policies. So I'm very curious to see her going on Rogan's show, because the veil will be lifted. We will see behind the curtain. It will be very eye-opening. So either way, this election has been, this whole cycle has been fire. And what if Trump loses? Things are going to get boring. In the political arena, because he will, I think, ride off into the sunset if he loses. But I don't think he's going to lose. I don't think Trump is going to lose, honestly. I think he's going to win. It just doesn't feel like he's going to lose. It feels like he's going to win unless things get dicey. And the Democrats pull something out their sleeve. To me, I just don't see truly a lot of Harris voters coming out to vote for her. I don't see it. It would just have to be of hating Trump enough to go out and vote for her, because she doesn't really have a record, and the only record she has, if she does, is the whole Biden record, the last 3.5 years. So it's like, and she can't stand on that, so she's like caught between a rock and a hard place, and she's not showing who she really is, and she's almost saying she's not disavowing what she was under Biden's regime, and she was right alongside with all the choices that were made. So it's like, I think a lot of things are going to happen. That October surprise, it has not happened. The October surprise might be Joe Rogan. So I'll leave it at that. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and stay safe out there. Stay safe. I'll see y'all later. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Your support means the world to me, and it helps keep the content coming. Until next time, stay blessed and keep shining.